this out. Boom.
Look at him looking at us. He's like, I don't know.
Bless you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Allergies.
And so we have Snorgy right here and her brand new calf behind her, a little boy who does not have a name.
She loves snacks.
She
so
loves
that's what
snacks.
She's waiting for.
Yes.
And yeah, that's her brand new baby back there. He's not even 2 weeks old. He's very teeny tiny. This is his mom, and right over here actually is his full sister.
Yeah.
She is a yearling, so
Waffles.
we got 3 sizes of giraffes right here. I believe Snorgy is our tallest female, and she's about 14-ish feet tall. Oh my gosh, you're gonna hit me, Snorky. She's trying to get snacks so bad. But yeah, her baby, he's probably close to 6 feet, but not completely 6 feet tall yet, which is crazy because he looks so teeny tiny. I'm gonna move over here so she does not accidentally smack me with her 20-pound head. As you can see just how big she is. And there's her daughter, Waffle.
Wow.
So, size difference between a fully grown female and these 2 yearlings right here. And then, of course, this brand new baby. He doesn't have a name yet, but he is confirmed a male, right?
Yes.
Yes, he's confirmed a male, which is really cool because last year...
No. Dang it.
The snack cup. At least she didn't take the cup. Last year we had all girls. We had 4 calves born, and they were all females. So this is our little lone baby boy. And he's actually really brave for such a young baby.
He's been coming up to the van. And...
yeah, I know he's not approaching us right now, but babies in the past have stuck even farther away, and he doesn't seem like spooked by us. In fact, he's watching a giraffe who's hidden behind that tree right there, so he's just kind of getting to know what's going on. And
Snorgy really wants pellets.
Yeah, Snorgy is like known for her love of snacks. What we're feeding them are these pellets. They're just grain and molasses put together, so there's kind of a treat. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to investigate his half-sister over there. So, like I said, we had 4 female giraffe calves last year. They were all girls. They had different moms, but the same dad, our breeding bull. So, little guy over there is investigating his half-sister because his full sister is right here. And this is another one of his half-sisters, so.
Maybe the kids will steal away most of the giraffes.
I was going to say, we might need to move a bit so that these children can, because I think they're going to try to drive where we are. Let me take that if we need to.
Okay.
So we have got actually a tour vehicle back here who's coming to see the giraffes this early. So we're going to scoot forward. We'll probably do a little circle around. We can show you the other giraffes while we're at it. Yeah, so for anyone just joining, we are in Fossil and Wildlife Center. We are a nonprofit conservation breeding facility. We're a zoological facility based out of Glen Rose, Texas. So we're about an hour outside of the DFW area. And like I said, we're going to do a little loop around. So there's our baby. You can probably pause here for a second. See if they scoot up. The little ones that we're seeing here, so this little guy who's the one foremost in front of us, he's getting a little excited. He's probably a little less than 6 feet tall. Oh, sniffing the ground. Whereas these girls behind him, these 2, are yearlings. They're probably, how tall do you think the yearlings are? Like 10, 12 feet? So he's got a lot of growing to do. And because he's a male, he's going to be taller than his sisters, most likely. Male giraffes tend to be taller than females by a couple feet. So he could get up to 16, 17 feet tall when he's older. But it takes giraffe around, I believe, 4-ish years to mature. So he's got some time. Yeah, we are about 45 minutes from a lot of the DFW area. I I know we're on all this land out here. So we are in Glen Rose, Texas. Fossil Rim is on 1,800 acres of land, and all of our animals are free roaming within 4 pastures. So the giraffe aren't the only animals that live out in this pasture. We have several species of African antelope, native deer, like mountain sheep, that kind of thing. We have zebra. So we got a lot out here. You can see they're just munching right now. Yeah, he's very interested in this gravel right here. He must sniff something down there. So giraffes have these things called prehensile tongues, which means their tongues are really long and they can kind of use them like fingers. And giraffe calves and even giraffe adults kind of use those tongues to explore the world around them. So just like babies are always touching and grabbing things, calves are kind of doing the same but with their mouths. So giraffes can get between like 14 and 17 feet tall, depending on gender, genetics, that kind of thing. Yeah, feel free to ask questions. Okay. Whoa, whoa, he did not like what he sniffed. Whoa, well, maybe, whoa. He's sneezing. But he's still going back for more. You can see this creek right here. So we've had a lot of rain in Texas recently. And we do provide, whoa, we do provide all of our animals with like provided water, like water troughs. And that water is gotten from wells, things like that. But we do also have natural ponds and creeks that fill up with the rain. So our animals have that as well. Oh, you know what he's seeing? Those little dots behind him are some wild turkeys. So we didn't put those turkeys here. They are native to Texas, and they lived on this land before we were here. Sorry for zooming in. Okay. But yeah, he's a little curious about them right now. No, so we don't touch them. We don't get close enough to touch them. Giraffes are the only species here at Fossil Rim that you can hand feed, but that's as much contact as you'll get with them. We're not allowed to touch any of the other animals. They are still completely wild animals. The only reason that we are allowed to hand feed giraffe is because they don't have teeth in the front of their mouth to to bite anyone, but that doesn't mean that they still can't be dangerous in certain situations. They have very sensitive faces, so we don't want to try to pet them on their faces, their noses, or anything, because most likely they're going to kind of swing their head to get away. And those heads are really, really heavy, as you can imagine. So, and that's this little guy's dad in the back right there, actually, Mononasi. So he's the dad of every calf we have. He's our breeding bull. We can scoot up.
I guess I'll make the loop.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little loop around. Over here we have, is this Nettie? Jan?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Betty Jane.
Oh, I can never tell which one Betty Jane is. So some of you might be wondering how we can even tell which giraffe is which. Over here, that is Shiner, I believe, right there. So I know that's Shiner for a couple reasons. One is he's a boy. He's one of 2 males we have here. So he's much taller than the other giraffes. He's the tallest giraffe we have. That's one clue that tells me it's Shiner. Another one is his spot pattern. So we encountered the giraffes enough that we can kind of tell their spot pattern apart. They're all unique. And Shiner has 3 dots on the front of his chest that kind of look like a radiation symbol. And that is one of the ways that I know that's him. But of course, every time a new calf is born, it is still kind of difficult because you have to find defining features on them. And as they grow, their coloring can change a little, so.
Like an airplane.
Yes. What we're passing right now is the barn. So this is where our giraffes go when it is too cold or too stormy. So you can see a human door right there next to the giraffe doors. And there's a water trough for them right there. Giraffe are one of the only animals we keep at Fossil Rim that don't handle cold very well, so we do have that heated barn for them in the winter time. They're not in there all the time. The majority of the time they are free roaming, but you know, if temperatures drop, it's a way to keep them comfortable. No, so again, we don't pet them. You are allowed to feed animals at Fossil Rim, but you just kind of toss the food out of your vehicle to them. The giraffes are the only species you can hand feed, but that's kind of the closest you'll get to touching them. They do not like to be touched. They don't like their faces being touched. It's just safer for everyone involved if we don't touch them, but we get to look at them. I would say they prefer heat. They are from the continent of Africa. They range through a couple different countries over there. And they're actually on the countries they are native to are on a very similar line of the equator as Texas. So the kind of temperatures we get in Texas are the kind of temperatures that they would experience in their native countries. Yeah, there he is. So they definitely do better in the heat. They're quite sensitive to cold. So I believe if the temperature gets to 30 or below, we put them in their barn. So yeah, this is our babies. Is this Snorgy? Yeah. No, that's Monasi. Where'd Snorgy go? Snorgy, yeah. Snorgy is our darkest female, so sometimes it's easy to kind of get her confused with the males. Oh, there she is. So a lot of animals tend to get darker if they have higher testosterone. So Snorgy just might have a little extra testosterone. But also she just might be darker in color. But giraffe males tend to be darker than females. So there's that baby back there. Here, if you want to take this carrot so I can zoom in.
Yep, sorry.
You're fine. Ooh, slobber.
Yeah.
From the giraffe.
Mm-hmm. Sorry for the nausea-inducing moves there.
I thought I could zoom in. I guess I can't zoom in.
Ah, so we've been missing some folks on here. They look scary, says Alex. I don't. No, they don't.
I mean, I will say when people come here and feed them, it can be pretty intimidating because you can see how big they are. This one next to Garrett,
I could see how maybe that was.
This one next to Garrett is only a year old, and you can see how big she is. So what he's doing right now, hand feeding her, that's the most touching we are allowed. She might kind of get close to him, but as you can see, he's not doing anything to, like, he's not stroking her, not petting her head. And again, we do that on purpose because they're wild animals. They can be a little bit unpredictable. We don't want to make them afraid.
Yeah.
Snorgy.
So yeah, it's one of those things where if they touch you, just let it happen. Otherwise, you know.
And if you visit on a tour, typically they won't get a chance to put their head this far in because there would be a row of guests sitting here, and we don't want that.
Ah.
Again, if you're just joining, we are in Glenrose, Texas. We're about an hour outside of the DFW area, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we are a zoological breeding facility. We specialize in endangered animals,
watch out.
endangered hoof stock,
Trying to look at your kid.
Hooves that you see here. So giraffes, rhinos, antelope. If you come here and visit us, it's not a traditional zoo, so you're not going to be seeing enclosures with, hundreds of different species. We have about 50 species out here. But because of the land we're on, we get to have large herds of animals. So you're going to encounter fewer species, but large numbers of them. So we have things like scimitar horned oryx and roan antelope, and you'll see a herd of 40 of them. We are in Glenrose, Texas. Yeah, we've got our whole giraffe herd here. So now we have 12 giraffe, I believe, with the birth of this baby.
Yeah.
And a herd of giraffe is called a tower. So 12 giraffes in our tower. And this is what they do all day. So all this land you're seeing is part of what we call our preserve pasture. It's one of 4 pastures here at Fossil Rim. And all of this land is free for them to roam. It's several hundred acres. But you're pretty much always going to see the giraffe hanging out in this specific area. It's near their barn, which they feel comfortable in. But also all the animals here tend to have kind of their own little territories that they just stick to. Some might roam around, but many others just take a spot on property that they like to hang out in. Snorgy, look at her investigating for food.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any. But you can see her mouth. She's sticking that tongue out. That's that prehensile tongue she can use like a finger. And then giraffe have real fuzzy, squishy lips, kind of like a horse mixed with a camel.
Look at this animal.
Ooh, she's posing.
She was.
Photo.
She wanted a selfie. Those aren't a thing anymore.
You can hear the cicada.